Hi guys, Alex Fortey here, The Art of Simple Golf. Today we're going to cover some lessons that you can do at home that are going to really improve your iron play. Now as you can see, we are doing this in the backyard because we're still on a few restrictions as far as what we can do golf-wise. And Ozzy, the puppy, might make a feature or two out of himself with some yapping. So I wanted to show him off just in case he started barking. But I don't think we're going to be using him as a swing training aid just yet. But maybe we will, right? Okay. So anyway, these drills are going to really help you improve your iron play to get you that strike, that consistency, and that confidence that when you're on the fairway, you can stand there and be reliant that you're not going to duff it, you're not going to thin it. You're at least going to make decent, solid contact. Whether you've chosen your right direction, whether you've chosen the right club, whatever it might be is, another variable. But let's get that contact right. And it does come down to some basic swing elements that we can do that are really going to help you. So let's make sure that we focus on the right things, the right drills that we can practice at home or on the range or wherever. So when you do get onto the golf course, you can sort of work on the same feels and get the strike that you want. And of course, these are going to be simple. All right. So enough of this, enough of the puppy. Before we choose my mic, let's get going. All right, so we're going to help you with your strike. And to get good iron play, you should know this by now, even if you're a beginner, that we want to be striking the ball first, then the turf after it, because it's that descending arc that creates the correct sort of strike. And we want shaft lean. Why? Because again, it adds that compression and that strike. What we don't want is the flipping sort of action, thinking that you need to help it up in that way. It's almost like counterintuitive, but you have to do the opposite. And obviously we don't want to overemphasize it. We don't want to do it too much. So we want to try and find some feels and a drill that can give you the sensation of swinging through to maintain that sort of the hands ahead of the ball and that shaft lean to create that compression. Now, one thing you might notice in these videos, because I'm just practicing from this little mat because the big one actually broke, I'm just going to grip down the shaft a little bit just because, as you can see, the thickness of this guy is a little bit higher, so I have to adjust. It's almost like the ball is a bit above my feet. So how I'm gripping it now is not how I normally grip it, so I'm gripping it like an inch lower. But anyway, that caveat out the way. This drill is to basically try and encourage to get the weight through, to clear ourselves out of the way, so we're rotating through, to allow the hands just to release in that manner, but to create that shaft lean. And we want that here. And what I find is a lot of people can kind of get a bit stuck trying to sort of hit here and create that chicken wing. I was actually talking to a student yesterday. That's why this drill is right on my mind. And what we're going to do, we're going to sort of take our regular stance. We're going to put our feet together, okay? The feet are together, but I'm turning them that way. And the idea is we're obviously not going to be able to make a full swing, but we're just making a backswing here. And the idea is that we extend through there. And it's that release through to the target, because if you can strike the ball nicely with this and that feel of that flow of the hands leading through, being clear out the way. So I'll show you from this direction, we want to be clear out the way there. That's that sensation, but we want to feel it obviously from this position. So this drill really emphasizes that. So I'm just clearing out the way. And I've got that extension, and that's basically it. So you hit maybe 5-10 balls, feet together, turned out, not 90 degrees, so I'm not completely opposite. You can sort of do it that way, but that's a bit too much. We want about 45 degrees or something there. Half swings, swinging through. And I didn't quite get that there, so that's where that drill gives you instant feedback. Because we want now to be able to make your regular setup and just have the same feel through the ball. To be able to get that ball, to be able to get that strike and be able to get that release. Instant feedback, awesome drill. On to the next one. All right, so number 2. We want weight transfer. Why? because the weight transfer ensures again that we're getting the ball first, then the turf, and then releasing through. That weight transfer for too many of you is a bit difficult. You sometimes get to the top of the backswing and really think you have to shift too much and you create this slide here, okay? Not so good. Or you don't even realize that you need to do it and you have this sort of leaning back, trying to lift the ball up in that sense, and there's just no strike down, there's no compression, there's no consistency there. And what we can do to really emphasize that weight transfer, to make sure that we are moving towards the left side, we want more pressure over to this left side without thinking about it too much. We want to be able to get through to a fuller finish. To be able to get the weight off the rear toe is a very good sign. We have the majority of the weight on this lead side, and that shows that we've actually come through, ensured that we've transferred the weight correctly, and that we can swing to a full finish with balance. And a way we can sort of drill that home, okay, is what I want you to do is take a club and put it under your heel. If you put it under your heel like so, you're going to see that it's under the heel and the club is pointing up. And what you'll find is some instant feedback is if you kind of hang back a bit too much, if you stay a bit too flat-footed, you can swing sort of like that, okay? Which many of you may well do. So what's the alternative? What's the better? We want to make sure that as we swing through, that heel is coming off the ground. Now, okay, this can lead to some kind of challenges because I don't want you just sort of doing this movement, but let's not go into too much detail. Let's just try and get that feeling, even without a ball first. Make a backswing and swing through. And instantly there's feedback there as I come through the strike zone. Okay, as I come through the strike zone, that heel is coming off. That's where I want to be, and into a full finish. Okay, a very simple feedback sensation that when you hit shots. Okay, I'm just going to do a half swing here. There we have it, a very easy golf swing into a full finish. The weight has to transfer, and that is your feedback, your key to show that you have done just that. All right, so just place a sand wedge. Wedge is the ideal club because it's going to give you a bit more elevation, but that's the feeling. So we just make those swings, piece of cake. So let's go to the next one. This is an old favorite of mine. I recommend it to loads of students. It's actually a drill that I learned many years ago from Nick Faldo, but also Sean Clement used it, and lots of tour players use it, and it is the right foot behind drill. So what that means is two things. It's going to help with the irons because we're able to clear ourselves out the way. We're not just sort of restricting like this, we're clearing the hips, we're clearing the core, and we do it automatically just by bringing the right foot back. Okay, so we want the right toe to be about level. So if you could draw a line along here, it would be about the same. So let's just move you this way. We'll have a line just coming along there that is about the same. That's the position that I want. The left leg hasn't moved. But by pulling that back, one, it's given me the backswing that I would ideally like, nice freedom. But we've also now got the weight preloaded onto the lead side. And what that is going to do is give a firm left side, but force us, I don't like the word force because none of this should be forceful, but encourage us. How about that? That's a better one. Encourage us to clear out the way, but to strike down and extend taller. It's a very positive move, and that's what it should feel like. It should feel like, okay, I'm getting behind and I'm striking down and through. That's the feeling that I want you to have. So pull that right foot back. We're not trying to hit full massive shots here, but we're just making a turn and we swing through. Okay, that's the sensation. Getting out the way, getting that ball first. This is all about drills to give you that sensation of what should it feel like to get that compression. I clear out the way and I strike through. Okay, it's a lovely feeling, and so many people that have tried this almost want to, like, man, I want to do this all the time. It's a bit akin to the feet together drill. It's a wonderful way to swing. It's a wonderful way to strike the ball, but it's going to give you the consistency and that feeling of strike that you want. And it really is as simple as that. So how should you practice this? I guess maybe, you know, try 2 shots, 2-3 shots, you know, clearing yourself out the way there, striking down, feeling like you've got your chest over the ball, feeling like you're compressing down, coming to a full finish. That's the sensation you want. There. Lovely jubbly. Do that about 3-4 times, then just come into hitting a regular shot and you should be okay with that. So the same feeling, just as you make a regular swing, the same feeling is just coming here, there, all right? That was just an easy golf swing, didn't really think about it, but it got the same result. So right foot back, it's a golden one. Use it and you will love it. Okay, so the final one I'm going to share with you today is about staying connected, but also ensuring that we get to a full, you know, not necessarily a full finish where the hands go, but where the body goes. And the structure ball from Watson Golf, you can check it out below. I'm going to do like a full review on this, but I'm just going to demonstrate it with here. Now, if you don't have this, but I do really recommend you do. If you don't have this, what it in essence is showing you is to keep those arms together without forcing it too much. You can use a ball, you can use a towel, a head cover, whatever it might be. But the idea is the structure ball is to maintain that structure. And it's going to give you the consistency that we want, but we can replicate that with a head cover or whatever within the arms. But the thing I want you to feel primarily about striking the irons is to ensure that you're actually getting through the ball correctly. And what I mean by is making sure that the hips, as you're swinging, the hips are finishing towards the target, that we're standing up taller, that sort of extension through the ball, because it's kind of like a down and an up. That's the feeling that we want. And when you kind of eliminate what the hands are doing a bit more, we still want feel, but when we really feel like momentum is going to help us, you know, swing through, the ball just gets in the way. Nick Fowler used to talk about the ball just literally getting in the way. So yes, we want to strike down, but we're not stopping there. We're speeding, we're striking through, but it's to this sort of position that I want you to work on. See how I've got my arms a bit straighter? I've got the club pointing towards the target, but my chest is up, my hips are through, and in essence I've got a full golf swing, but all that happens from here is the momentum would kind of take us through to the finish. But let's focus on that drilling all the way through to the net here. That's the feeling that I want. I'm extending through, so I'm swinging back, I'm swinging through, okay? Let's try one without the little mat thing. Finding it a little bit awkward because it is actually quite high. But we're striking through, keeping connected through the ball there. It's just that feeling. Simple as that, very effortless. And if you want, you can pause and then swing through that way. Very simple way to swing. And when you kind of have this sensation of staying connected, of everything working in unison with the hips, the butt of the club, the arms, sort of feeling as one through this position here, it's going to give you that reliability just to almost feel like you're chipping your irons. So we're just chipping the irons there. And you can do that all day long. Whether it's at home on the mat, whether it's out on the course, whatever it might be. Just get that sensation of swinging back, staying connected here, but through the ball, keep that consistency. It's a bit like the first one we covered, but we're staying together. The chest, the hips, the arms, everything working in harmony. But we're not tight, we're loose with it, but we're getting the strikes that we want. And the idea is, after you've tried that with a head cover, the structure ball, whatever, you then come into just hitting some regular shots with the same sensation to swing through. And that's it. So you can see the mat moves a little bit there. But there you have it, you know, simple drills to get those iron strikes that you want. There's so many more that we can sort of cover to give you the sensations, you know. Another one you might think about is making sure that the left shoulder goes down on the top of the backswing. So the first move from the top is the shoulder coming down, and that's it. But try those drills. Not all of them are going to feel great for you. Maybe only one of them is going to resonate, but try them. I assure you, you do that and you stick with it for a little bit. Don't just bounce from this to another video or another tip. Take one or two of those drills and genuinely practice them. Give them all a try, but practice them and see what it feels like. Because that's the way you're going to enhance some consistency and trust in your goal swing. If you want to break 90, 100, 80, whatever, we have to be able to trust our goal swing. And having consistent iron play, even if it's not hitting them full out, if you know that you're going to be able to strike an iron out the middle of the face with confidence and authority, it is going to rocket your scores in the right direction. Okay, so hope you like that. If you have any questions, leave them below, and if you follow the link just below as well, you're going to get an awesome series for every facet of your game. But like and subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff, and I will see you next time.